Hello, so welcome to this training where I'm going to be sharing with you the 6 principles to master your nutrition. So if you're someone that is struggling with their energy levels right now, especially you get to that afternoon, sort of 2-3 o'clock point and you have that real energy slump. If you're someone who is carrying too much excess body fat at the moment and you are struggling with your mental focus and mental clarity, do keep watching, because when you start to master your nutrition, you'll start creating energy on tap for when you need it. You will start to lose unwanted body fat and be able to regulate a healthy weight you desire. And you'll have a much clearer, more focused head, allowing you to be more productive and more effective. So the aim of this training video is to obviously go through these in more detail, but is to just show you how by doing the straightforward and time-efficient things give you the most amazing results, give you the most amazing return on your time investment. Now, when you have watched this training video, if you have any questions, if something isn't quite clear to you, please send me a message and I'll do my best to answer your question. And finally, before I jump into this training, my invitation to you is this: when you have watched this training video, is to go and start implementing. Now, you may not be able to implement all of these at once, that may overwhelm you, but pick 1 or 2 or 3 that you can start to implement right now, straight away. Because information is pointless and useless if it doesn't lead to implementation. We only get the results when we do the work. All right, so go away and start implementing. So let's now jump into this training. Now, the final thing that I want to share with you before we go into these 6 steps is to help you shift your mindset, to change the way you view the word diet. Because when we start talking about diet, someone says, oh, I've got a new diet. What do we think? Calorie restrictions, food restrictions, counting points, meal replacement shakes, misery, short-term commitments. What I want you to know from the very get-go is that you are always on a diet. Ever since the day you were born and started consuming breast milk or formula milk, you've been on a diet. So let's change the way we view the term diet. You see, our diet is purely the decisions we make that allow us to look, feel, and perform at our best. Some food choices you make will take you close towards that. Some food choices you make will take you further away from that. Just remember, you are always on a diet. It's simply the choices that you are making. So now let's jump into these. So principle number 1, in, out, or balanced. Here we're talking about calories and calorie consumption. Now, if you are consuming more, you're putting more into the body than you are burning, than are going out from the body, you will be in a calorie surplus. This means that you will start to gain body fat. Next, out. If your output is greater than your input, you will be in a calorie deficit. This means you will start to burn off unwanted body fat, and then you'll find and maintain a new level. Finally, balance. This is where you are consuming as much as you're burning. In and out are balanced. So you'll maintain a specific weight. And the key thing to know here is if you are looking to burn unwanted body fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit by around about 3,500 calories. So how quickly can you lose a pound of body fat? Depends how long it takes you to get into a 3,500 calorie deficit. For some people that may be a whole month. For other people that may be a week. All right, so just bear that one in mind when you start talking about how quickly can I lose unwanted body fat. Next, number 2, eat more. Eat more fruit and veg. Fruit and veg are packed full of essential antioxidants and what we call micronutrients, so vitamins and minerals. They are packed full of the things that have a huge positive impact on our physical health and mental well-being. So look at ways to start consuming more. Can you have another portion of vegetables or salad with a main meal? Can you start snacking on fruit? Few different things you can start looking at there, but start upping your consumption of fruit and veg. Number 3, feel fuller for longer. This is where we're talking about eating plenty of protein. You see, protein is actually, out of the 3, fats, carbohydrates and protein out of the 3 macronutrients. Protein is the one that keeps you feeling fuller for longer. Now, of course, you start eating a little bit more protein, you start feeling fuller for longer, you start to reduce your calorie consumption. Now, look, don't worry. You would have to consume a phenomenal amount of protein to become the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. And for most people, that is an unrealistic amount. But just know right now, if you start eating a little bit more protein with your main meals and potentially with your snacks, that's going to help satisfy your appetite. The other great thing about consuming enough protein is the thing that helps with repair and maintenance within the body. Now let's move on. Number 4, eat enough fat. All right, so this is things from oily fish, I was going to say fishy oil, oily fish through to nuts, seeds, avocados, coconut oil, olive oil, all right? They are an essential part of a balanced diet and have huge positive benefits to the central nervous system and how effective your brain is functioning. So do not be afraid of fat, okay? Fat doesn't make you fat. Too many calories makes you fat, okay? Let's get that one shifted out of the way. Number 5, drink plenty of water, all right? Your brain struggles to distinguish between the signals you struggle to distinguish between the signals your brain gives you when we start talking about thirst and hunger cues. Most people, initially, the brain is trying to say, I'm thirsty, I'm getting dehydrated, give me more water. We tend to misjudge that of, I'm hungry and need a snack. So whenever you start to feel hungry, have a big glass of water. Best tip I can give you there. Before you eat, have a big glass of water. Give it maybe 5 minutes and then go, am I really hungry or was I thirsty? Another quick additional bonus tip here is if you start to feel a bit of brain fog, if you start to feel tired, this fatigue in your brain especially, you're struggling to focus, the chances are you're starting to get dehydrated because the brain is the first part of you that feels dehydrated. So there's another mini bonus tip there. How much water should we all consume? There is a formula you can utilize, which is your weight in pounds divided by 50, or your weight in kilos divided by 25. To give you a rough idea, most women tend to be somewhere between 2 and 3 litres. Most men tend to be somewhere between 3 and 4. That's not exclusively, like I say, utilise the equation of your weight in pounds divided by 50 or your weight in kilos divided by 25. That will give you a more accurate figure. Finally, number 6, limit processed foods, artificial sweeteners and preservatives. This is not me telling you to never eat them again, because the chances are some of your favourite foods are heavily processed. But instead of those being a main staple on a daily basis of your diet, utilise them as a treat every now and then, because heavily processed foods tend to be very, very high in calories and tend to be very, very low in essential vitamins and minerals, nutrients and antioxidants. So there you go, 6 principles to mastering your nutrition. So I'd love to know, what has been your aha moment? What has been your biggest takeaway from what I have just shared with you? Please send me a message, I would love to know. So what are the next steps? The next steps, of course, are to ask me any questions you may have. If anything is unclear, send me a message, ask me a question. After that, the next step is, of course, to go and start implementing what I've just shared with you, because this information is pointless if you do not implement it. Now, there is a further step if you would like to explore it, and that is to book a health diagnostic session with me, a 60-minute session where we dive into where your health is at right now, the struggles that you are having, the obstacles that are in place because of your current levels of health and fitness and well-being, and where you'd like to get to. When we've done that, if I feel that my program is best suited to you and your needs to get you the results you desire, I'll invite you in. And if it's not, I'll do my absolute best to point you in the right direction. So from me today, with this training, that is it. Here is to your professional success without the personal sacrifice. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.